Hey YouTubers, Raven here.
Starfire.
Today we're talking about Supernatural episode 1 for season 10. Oh my gosh.
It premiered last night.
Yeah.
And my shirt. See my shirt? Carry on my wayward son.
Yeah. You got
with
the little
tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so.
First off, I want to say that I really liked the new opening. I thought that it was really awesome. I always like when they like to see what the new opening is going to be when another season starts, because I have thought that they are all really cool.
Yeah.
Especially the third season with like the colorful clouds. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, that was one of my more favorite
That was
ones.
one of mine too. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
and the one with the wings for season.
Yeah, for 4.
4. Yeah.
And or was that 5?
Well, they kept the wings for most of them after the angel showed up. They just did different things with them.
But yeah, I thought okay, yeah, the wings were for 4, and then 5 it was like the blood, like red. And then 6 it was, what was 6? I don't remember.
I don't know what happened. 6.
The stuff with Eve.
Right, Eve.
But I don't remember how the opening was.
Yeah.
7 was the black goo for the Leviathan. And then 8 was the tablet.
So basically, anytime they have a season that concentrates a lot on angels, they have the wings.
Yeah.
But they do something different with
And 9 had a lot of the angels, so they had the wings with the loud, high pitched sound.
Yeah.
So. And then 10, I guess they had, what was the circle that they had, a pagan symbol or a Wiccan thing?
I guess.
Or a devil's trap? Was it a devil's trap?
It might have been.
Okay.
If you remember, if you know, then write it down below.
Because it was like one of the circles with the star.
Oh, with the star, then.
I think it was.
If it was the star, then it was a devil's trap.
Well, whatever. If you guys know, please comment and let us know.
Yeah. Let us know below.
Yes. But I read on one of the articles where the person who wrote the article had interviewed Jeremy Carver, who's like one of the writers and producers, and they were asking him stuff about what happened in the first episode of the premiere, and then like stuff that was going to happen in the season. And he mentioned that they were going to have like this witch come on, and so maybe that's why they have the opening the way that they do. Because maybe that has to do with like witchery or witchcraft or something. It could be a symbol for that. I'm not sure. If it's a devil's trap, it's not. But is it?
Well, it is a Wiccan symbol.
Okay. Well, then yeah, it could be for that. But I thought that was interesting. And he said that it was going to be kind of tied in with all their personal stories for the characters. So yeah, they still are going to have like the mythology like they do every season, but it's going to be a lot more personal this season. So
yeah,
which is awesome. It's going to deal more with identity and like discovering who they are and then figuring out that this is the person that they are, and trying to accept that. Like there was one thing that he said where angels being friends with demons and demons being friends with, humans and stuff like that. And they are kind of figuring out whether or not they should be doing that, or if that's something that is like okay for the type of person that they are. So.
Yeah.
And we'll see Dean and Crowley's relationship progress. And he was saying that even though they don't like to admit it, they do kind of actually have this connection. And like
it's been getting stronger.
Yeah, and they act like they hate each other, but they just they get each other at the same time. They hate each other, So it's just one of those types of things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
like on the my favorite part, like I talked about last week, how I really liked how the phone said "not moves."
Oh yeah.
And on the Supernatural special,
that retrospective they did.
Yeah.
On Monday.
The guy that plays Carly,
Mark Sheppard.
Mark Sheppard. He's like, my favorite part was when the phone said "not moves."
And when they said that, I totally thought of her because I'm like, she mentioned that, and I was like, yeah, the "not moose" thing. That was great.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I was happy.
And I thought it was funny what Jared said about the yellow fever when he's like, I totally lost my underpants when that snake came over the couch. And Jensen was like, you weren't even in the frame. You were like this many feet away or whatever.
Yeah.
It was funny. He's like, well, it wasn't focused on Sam, so I was like, I'm out.
Yeah. So is there anything from the retrospective that you want to cover?
I don't know. I think that, I mean, I thought it was really awesome that, you know, they just kind of covered all the things from the beginning all the way up to now.
Yeah.
And just kind of touched on each thing a little bit. And each time, like, they were going to go into a commercial, they would show, like, one of the openings. And I thought that was interesting.
The opening for the season they were talking about.
Yeah.
Or we're going
to talk about when it came back.
Yeah, I couldn't tell.
Sometimes I couldn't either. I was like, oh, so they're going to talk about 8 next? You know? Or they're going to talk about 7 next? Or what, you know? Or is that what they're talking about?
Yeah.
But yeah, in the first few seasons, like they said, it was very much about finding the yellow-eyed demon and dealing with the stuff that happened to their mom and the stuff with their dad and, you know, those issues. And it was like a very Monster of the Week type format. But I mean, it was kind of that way through all of the seasons. They always had something that they were dealing with, whether it was like vampires or demons or something like that.
Yeah.
So they've always had something to deal with.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if it's like personal with them, it's one of their issues. And like he was saying too, that even when there's creatures that come in or there's like a mythology, there's still in the episodes, even if they're like filler, there's still sometimes those underlying issues that the characters are still dealing with. So yeah, we'll see that too.
Okay, so besides the opening, what was your favorite part of the...
I just enjoyed seeing Dean be Deanmon. I mean,
Yeah.
his singing, I loved when he was singing the karaoke. I thought that was so funny. I actually thought the second song was funnier.
Right?
Because I liked the second song better. But, I mean, they were both great.
They were. I liked how, he was like, you know, this is, don't get too used to this.
Yeah. He's
And
like, I'm just traveling through, like, passing through. Yeah, so don't get too attached.
Yeah, and she's like, you know, there are about 10 billion better ways you could have said that. And he's like, probably right.
And then Crowley comes in, he's like, whoa, you know, what's going on?
Well, what does it look like? In my bed.
I love how sassy he's being and just how, like, carefree. He doesn't give a crap about anything.
Yeah.
You know?
It's awesome.
Like, even at the end when he was talking to that guy that had taken Sam, and he was saying that, you know, if he's in a jam, he did it himself. Like, I'm not going to come and, like, you know, help him like I always did. I'm just, you know, I don't care. He's going to have to get himself out of it.
Well, you could tell that he cared.
He did, but he's like, this is Sam's problem.
Yeah.
It's not my problem.
Yeah, he's more willing to let Sam take care of himself.
Yeah. As a demon, he's actually more willing to do that, which is kind of interesting because, you know, for so long he's been the older brother and the protector and the one that always looked out for his
He's
little
willing
brother.
to let Sam grow up.
Yeah. And I mean, there were other times where he's like, I need to let you grow up and let you go. Like, you know, because you are older and you're not like the young little Sam anymore. And, you know, you know what you are going to do and everything. I think he said that in like season 4 or season 5, one of those episodes where they were dealing with like the devil or the apocalypse or something. And it all kind of runs together.
It does after a while. I mean, there's so many seasons.
There are certain episodes that stand out too, that like you remember for sure.
Yeah, like Yellow Fever.
Yes. I loved when they showed that in the retrospective.
Yeah.
That was so awesome.
It's one of my favorite episodes.
I think it's a lot of people's favorite episodes if they're a Dean fan.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, I think all the comedic episodes, like that one, Dog Dean Afternoon, and you know a few of the other ones
Mm-hmm.
are their favorites because Dean is the comedian. He is the funny one. And I mean, like Jensen even said about the yellow fever, he said that was one of probably the more comedic episodes for his character.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, of course there are some others, but that one's probably the one that most people think of.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and I also I just like seeing that relationship between him and Crowley because for so long they've had that relationship where they don't like each other, and now it's kind of getting closer and they're connecting more because he's a demon. And he's not necessarily using him. I mean, he wants him to help him make the perfect hell, like he said.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think he actually enjoys being around him.
Yeah. I think Dean's getting something from it too. It's
Yeah.
not just like
I think when Dean isn't a
Crowley.
demon anymore, I think they're still gonna have that connection with their
Yeah.
relationship
yeah.
because, like you said, he is taking something away from it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that'll happen too.
I think what it's really doing for him is letting him live his life.
Yeah.
He didn't get to live his life when he was Dean Winchester the Hunter.
Yeah.
But now that he's a demon, I just do this because it's not like he's a full-on demon. I mean, like, he's got the black eyes, but he's not, like, insane.
It's his own soul.
Yeah.
But I mean, if he doesn't if he doesn't continue to like kill and do all the stuff that the mark requires, then it will eventually take him over completely, and it'll be really hard for him to not be a demon anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
So I mean, like he said, they're still going to have the mark to worry about, even if he's not the demon anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because he can't just get rid of the mark, like he can stop being a demon.
Yeah. Kind of makes me wonder how they're gonna like bring him back. from
Yeah,
being
me too.
demon.
Because I mean, I am actually kind of curious. How
It was
long
the
it's gonna
blade
last.
and the mark that turned him into a demon.
Yeah.
So without getting rid of the mark, how are they gonna make him human?
Yeah, because see, it brought him back, like it basically reincarnated him as a demon. So if they were to take that away, wouldn't he die again? Like, how would that work?
Well,
I mean, I guess if it was supernatural, they can just make up something and do whatever, but it's just, I'm curious how that's going to play out. So, and actually how long he's going to be a demon for.
yeah, like, is it just gonna be like a few episodes or?
Well, I hope that it continues even after the 200th, because I don't think that he is in that one, and we already established that.
Yeah,
And talked
because
about
it's
that.
the fan fiction.
Yeah, and that's going to be probably like the French Mistake, where it's going to be totally like alternate universe from what's going on in the season itself. But I do hope that it continues for maybe like a few episodes after that, after the 200th,
Yeah.
maybe like 2 or 3 more, and just so.
Yeah.
But Sam, I'm kind of wondering how dangerous it's gonna get with Sam trying to search for him.
Yeah. 'Cause, like, that guy has already like captured him.
And what was his name?
I don't know. I
I can't remember, but apparently he knows Dean
yeah.
from his past or something.
Yeah, I'm wondering if he's like a demon and he was one of the souls that Dean tortured.
It could have been. He knows him anyway, somehow. And I'm sure we'll find that out as the season goes on.
Yeah. It could have been someone that he met maybe even before he got seen, maybe even before he went to get Sam in season 1.
True.
Or it could have been something that happened
That's what I was thinking.
before he settled down with what's her face.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking that it was either like the one before he goes and gets Sam, or when he settled down. But it could even be one of the souls he tortured too. I don't know.
So it could be any of those 3.
Yeah. What else was I gonna say? Oh, at the end when, the guy called and he wanted to hear if Sam was alive or not. I'm like, say something, Sam, please.
But he was just like too like shocked that Dean picked up the phone.
Yeah. maybe. I like how he also discovered where he was, you know, on that GPS thing.
Yeah, how he triangulated Crowley. Yeah. That was good. How he kept like baiting Crowley to keep talking. Although I think Crowley wanted him to keep talking because it was a way to get Dean out of that area, and he was really tired of Dean being there.
Yeah.
And
I liked when they were playing the foosball too.
yeah. Yeah. It's because you won't stop talking. It's all your fault. It's all your fault. They're fighting like two chicks.
Yeah, they were.
And I thought they were dudes.
Yeah. Oh, and Castiel too. Like, it was funny with his robe. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
close your robe.
I'm sensing awkwardness.
Somebody's like, is that gonna be his new catchphrase?
And then just like, oh, look down, dude.
Oh.
Right?
I was like live tweeting when I was watching it, and I was seeing other tweets that the Supernatural Twitter was retweeting from other people during the premiere, and Jensen was even tweeting too, which I thought was awesome.
I wasn't on Twitter.
And he was like, close your robe. Or he's like, Misha, close your robe. This is a family show. Come on. And I can totally imagine him saying it just like that too.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I could actually probably bring some of them up. Because I favorited them. So what else did you want to say?
Let's see.
Let's see here.
I mean, like, I just like how Dean is Dean again.
Yeah, me too. I like that, you know,
Yeah.
he doesn't have all that emotional stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I think all characters should have that side to them.
Yeah.
But right now, I think he just needs to be Dean.
He needs to get back to who he is.
He just needs to get back to who he is and
I
be
think
Dean again.
he just lost himself over the years.
And then, of course, getting the mark, I think, had a big toll on him and affecting him. And like he said in the finale of 9, you know, it's making me into something that I don't want to be.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, so I think with him being Dean again and kind of, like you said, losing himself, they said that season 10 is going to be a lot about finding who they are and, you know, accepting themselves for who they are as they are. Yeah. And so, you know, I think the fact that he's kind of going back to being the way that he used to be, it's going to help with that.
Yeah. And
he's going to be able to
I don't think he ever like really fully dealt with what he did when he was in hell.
No, I don't think he did either.
So
he just kept it all in. I mean, he did let it out to Sam that time when he was like, you know, when he was crying.
Yeah.
But he never really dealt with what he actually did.
Yeah.
Like, the consequences of that and, you know, the remorse and how he felt.
Yeah, because when he was going insane in Yellow Fever, actually. He was in Yellow Fever, and Lilith came, and she showed up, and she was like, I mean, I know this is like a long time ago in seasons, but it still has...
I don't think people will mind us mentioning Yellow Fever.
I know, we've mentioned it a lot during this review here, but it still has pertinence for this episode, for this season, really. I used a big word. An English major used a big word.
Don't you always feel so smart when you use big words?
I do. But anyways, Lilith, showed up to him, and she's like, even though he knew she wasn't real, and he was telling her that, he's like, you're not real, you're not real. And she's like, does it really matter? And she said, because we all know what you did, Dean.
Yeah.
We know what you did. And you know that, like, how long was he down there? Like, a few months?
It was,
Right?
well, in our
Or was
time,
it-
it was 4 months. But
Okay,
in
4
hell, it was
months.
like 40 years.
Yeah. She
So.
said that
Yeah.
it may have been 4 months for them, but 4 months is like 40 years in hell.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. Like, I needed that reminder
Mm-hmm.
that, like, he may have been down there for that short period of time, but for him, it was years.
And he tortured a lot of souls.
Yeah.
Like thousands of them. And
he was tortured for a long time himself.
yeah. And then, yeah, so I think that a lot of that stuff he's going to
Mhm.
deal with
Yeah.
in accepting who he is and figuring out, you know, the kind of person that
Yeah.
he is and stuff.
So that's probably why he's so, like, abrasive now. Like, he's
Mhm.
just, like, hands-on, like, I'm gonna kill everything. Like, that's probably...
It's also
why.
the influence of the mark, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, like, even, like, in, like, before he got the mark, he was always like, no, we don't let him go. We don't let him go.
Yeah. And then last night when like he was punching that guy out because like he
Mhm.
was going after his girl that he was with.
hmm
Is the class going on right now?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought you. No, it's a class. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, the where were we?
What was I saying?
I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, that had an influence. But
Right.
But like when
Mhm.
he was gonna, you know, when he was punching that guy out. my
Right,
dad
he
was
was
like,
punching
wow,
him.
he's really going at it. I'm like, yeah, he's kind of a killing machine.
Yeah, he's kind of possessed right now by himself.
Yeah.
He himself is possessing himself.
How is that possible?
I don't know. Okay.
Okay, so some of the tweets that I favorited, he was like, because they were doing hashtag for Demon and for Supernatural,
Mhm.
and he was like, Demon goes back for the porn mag after the kill, classic.
He walked off with it.
And then cause like after he punched the guy out, he picked up the magazine off the floor and like shook off all the stuff and was like, I'm taking my magazine.
Yeah. Gotta take the good stuff.
And I like when Sam was asking the cashier guy, he was all like, that was so cool. He just kept punching him and doing this and like, you know, but he was super scared.
Yeah. I was having a brown party in my pants. My favorite pants.
Oh my
I was like, really? You'd say that?
Yeah, see, he's like, Misha Collins, close your robe. Seriously, family show, come on.
I can totally picture doing that. Come on, man, close it.
Well, he didn't have any pants on.
Yeah. I mean, at least he covered up with the sheets.
Yeah.
Why do you have to cover up with the sheets?
Well, we didn't see that he didn't have pants. Crowley just said pants. So
Yeah.
you knew that he wasn't wearing them. But
Although I kind of would have figured,
Yeah.
I mean, with what they were doing.
I mean, he put his shirt on, but
Why do you have to put a shirt on?
oh, this was cool too. He was like, "Okay, Twitter, let's trend this Supernatural," and then he's like,
Nice. Yeah.
so
Gotta love any pic. Got to love it. Got to love it. Any pic with Dean in it.
yes,
With Jensen Ackles.
Jensen Ackles, everybody.
Yeah. He's the hot stuff.
He is.
So is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, I think that we've pretty much covered stuff. The second episode looks good, and I was reading on CW.tv.com, like the little description for the second one. And it
Okay,
said-
wait. Okay, so if we're going to be mentioning the second one, then for a few moments, it will be spoilers.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So preview whatever for it. Mention second episode.
Even if it's just a
spoilers.
description.
Yeah.
But anyway, if for the people that already know what it
Mhm.
says and what it's about,
Or don't care being spoiled.
or don't care
anything.
being spoiled,
I don't care.
I don't really care either, unless it's something like super, super big, like a death
Yeah.
or something. But it just said that he gets more aggressive, and Crowley, you know, and he's saying that it's the influence of the mark, but Crowley thinks that it's more than that. And so they're probably just going to delve more into that type of stuff. So, yeah. And then, of course, now that Sam is kidnapped, we have to see what's going to happen with that. Because, of course, his search for Dean got put on hold when he got captured. So.
Yeah. And how is he going to get out?
I don't know. But we do know from the trailer that we saw, that 1.5-minute long trailer thing, where he was like, "Don't let me use this blade on you," you know? And, like, Dean was, like, breaking the door down. He's all, "I like the disease." That's probably, like, the 3rd or something episode.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Maybe the 4th.
So Sam is able to get out some way. Maybe the guy lets him go. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, because Dean's obviously not coming for him.
Yeah, so we'll find out. But he's like, you know, "I will find you and I will kill you." And I am a man of my word. He knows that for sure.
Yeah.
So.
If there's anything he knows, is that I'm a man of my word.
Yes.
Even as a demon, he keeps his promises.
Yes.
Which is awesome.
So, I mean, you do still see some of that caring side to him. But he's a lot more, like, carefree now.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I don't think that that'll ever completely go away because, you know, Sam and him are brothers. They have their flesh and blood, like they're connected. And even if he's like a demon and doesn't want to have to go rescue him and deal with all of his problems, he's still going to be like, "All right, I still don't want you to hurt him.
Yeah.
I still don't want that stuff to happen to him. And if it does, like, I'm going to go find you and kill you."
Yeah. So, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's it for this review of Supernatural season 10 episode 1. So check out our other videos if you're interested in Once Upon a Time. We do reviews for those. Check those out on Mondays. I do my Doctor Who reviews for the episodes on Mondays, and I do Legend of Korra on Fridays. So check those out, and comment down below.
Please comment.
Okay.
And share it if you find the video and you think that it's really good. Share it with your friends.
Yeah.
So that more people can see it.
Yeah, we want to have a conversation with you guys, and the only way we can have a conversation is if you comment or if you share it with your friends and they comment, and then we can get a bigger conversation going. So we just want to have conversation with you and discuss a show that we all love and are rightfully so obsessed with. So yeah, comment, subscribe, like, share. So do that, and until then, carry on.
My wayward son.